So, over the past couple years since the Annebelle movies and the Conjuring movies have come out, a lot of people have asked me questions about them. Basically, they want to know if the Annebelle doll is really haunted. The reason why people ask this question is because some just don't believe. You know how skeptics are. And the one thing about skeptics is there'll never be enough proof to persuade a skeptic. You know, I've already figured that out a long time ago. So at the same time, for those of us who believe in these kind of things, we don't really need that much proof. Just a cold breeze here and there, an EVP, maybe some automatic writing, and we're pretty much like, okay, we see it. I'm always somewhere in the middle. I know that these things can occur, but I also know that people fake these things sometimes for money or for clout or for recognition. So today, I decided to pull cards on the Annebelle doll itself, the real one, not the one from the movie. I actually used the picture to do the reading. I pulled it up on the phone. And we're going to do this reading and see, is the doll really haunted by something, or is this whole thing a hoax that somebody made up to make a lot of money? My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone else who may be questioning this mystery as well. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you would like to get your own reading done, please email me or hit me up on social media. I'll be glad to put you on the schedule for a reading. Let's see. If you would like to give a donation to the channel, my Cashapp and my PayPal are underneath this video. All my information is underneath this video. And I also will put a list of the decks that I used for this reading underneath this video too. Okay? So let's get started and see what the truth is. So here's number 1. Here's number 2, 3. And here are clarity cards, 4 and 5. So immediately we see something that's really kind of interesting to me because I didn't really expect this. See this card here? This is telling us that Annebelle is possessed, but she's not possessed by one, she's possessed by 2. So this card indicates 2 beings being possessed on this this doll being possessed with 2 beings, which is very interesting because I'm like, wait, what? The next card tells us how this happened. This is the 8 of Pentacles. So this is witchcraft. There was a witch that put a something on this doll. We're getting ready to see what that is. But basically, this witch, who was apparently very skilled, 8 of Pentacles is somebody who's very skilled. This very skilled witch pulled something through a portal. This could be another dimension. This could be a portal to hell. I don't know what kind of portal she, conjured, but she conjured some type of portal, and she conjured up this being and attached this being to this doll. So the doll really does have something attached to it. And I shouldn't say she. I don't know if it was a masculine or a feminine energy that did this, but the energy is coming up like it's a woman. So I'm thinking it was a very skilled female. And you see that thing right there? That's the real identity or the real face of this demon beast thing that she put on this. This little thing here is the other thing that's attached to it. It's a little girl. So basically, based on these cards, and you see this one right here, I'll put this one here. The 3 of Cups is reversed. This indicates magical workings. So basically what they're telling us happened is that witch I showed you earlier, a very powerful and dominant witch, decided to do some magical workings to open a portal to pull through this thing and attach it to this doll. Then the doll was given to a child. Now at some point in time this child passed away as a child apparently, and this thing has attached itself to this child. So that is what is going on with Annebelle. It really is something on this doll. which surprised me because, like I said, I was open to it being either way. Now, I'll ask for more information, so I got us more information. Here's the child divine. So it's an innocent child, pure, innocent, very connected, not a bad kid or anything along those lines, but this kid has been, taken over, I'm gonna say, by this thing. The first card came up reversed, so I'm gonna put it into the upright for you. Well, the second card came up in reverse. This is the actual thing that's on the child. So let me show you the bottom part because it came up reverse. Conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. So this particular story that we're getting about Annebelle, even though it is true, there is also some falsehood here. So that's telling us that something has been exaggerated. So Annebelle's real and everything, but some of the details are exaggerated. For example, she can't really move around, because this one is here about moving. And remember they said that Annebelle left little notes? This did not happen. So she can't move around, and she didn't write on little pieces of paper. That's what they're saying. But this doll really is possessed by whatever this thing is. So the information was actually, it was put out for personal gain. Yes, that's true. And fear and falsehood. There's a lot of falsehood here, and there's a lot of fear around it, especially people that believe in this kind of thing. But it really is something there. It was just exaggerated. Let me show you this one. This is interesting. Priest reversed. Let me show you what it says. So, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So, who was the person that exaggerated the story? Some priest. They're telling us some priest or somebody who was, seen in that way. Let me move this closer so you can take a look. Or someone who was seen in that way. So, I know that there were a lot of priests on this case. And there was also Ed Warren on this case, and he was respected as a demonologist, not exactly a priest, but given the right to do given the right, I guess it would be, to do the rite of exorcism. So the priest was the one who chose to exaggerate this story. And it says right here that they violated the trust of the spiritual community when they did that. Now they gave me a little bit more information about this thing that is on her. Again, came up reversed. So I'm going to show you what it says. Intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams and potential. So this thing that's on her is a destroyer. And look at the picture. Straight out of the pits of hell. So that portal that she opened, I really do believe she pulled this thing out of hell. I think it's a demonic spirit. And I think that it likes to destroy people. And that's why it latched on to destroy this poor child's soul. So as you can see, we have a situation going on here that has been exaggerated, but really is going on. Now let me show you what else I got for this, because I got a few more here. They told me in the very first card here, right here, you can see, I'm going to push it over some. This card here shows us him and her. The masculine demonic energy, this is that right there. And here's the innocent little girl. So basically just being controlled and used for this thing's because we see what this thing's agenda is. The thing's agenda really is to bring chaos. So he's using her energy, her image, or whatever the case is. And this makes a lot of sense, because one of the first mediums that looked at the doll said they saw a little girl. So they did, but they just didn't see that this thing was hiding behind her. And this mission here, spread chaos, evil, negativity, discord. Look at all that. Just bad energy. Vengeance against humans and humanity. I don't know what that be about. Demons want to destroy us. They hate us. And I guess it kind of makes sense, you know. It's like a very negative vibration, so they want to destroy us. And probably they probably want to destroy everything 9 times out of 10. So this thing wants vengeance, and it wants to give discord, and it wants to destroy. So this is really, it's actually worse than I was expecting. I'm telling you guys, I was thinking like, oh, this just, maybe it's just a hoax, you know. I always give the benefit of the doubt, but this is really worse than what I expected it to be. All right. Now this one came up reversed. This one here, I'm gonna put it in the upright to show it to you though. This one came up reversed, but I'm going to put it in the upright so you can see the pictures once again. And this one came up reversed, okay? So whenever they're reversed, they have a different message than the upright, but I always put them in the upright so you can at least see what you're looking at. But I'm going to read them in the reverse. So the first one here, this number 5 one, this one basically is just saying that this situation is the victim of rumors, gossip, you know, people purposely, remember the priest card, purposely making things up, stuff like that. So it's a real situation, but it's just been exaggerated and talked about, you know. People talk about it for entertainment and because it's juicy gossip, you know. And it's interesting and it's fun to talk about, is it real or is it not, you know. So that's the first one. So we know that, we've seen that in the other card. This one tells us that the reason why this thing likes to be attached to this little girl is because it can pretend to be her, you know, and it basically has her tell people that she's lonely. She needs a companion, stuff like that. And that is probably true. She probably is lonely. I mean, can you imagine being stuck with something attached to you? But and she probably, I know some of the other cards talked about her missing her family. So she probably is lonely and isolated, but this thing takes advantage of that. So if she meets a person, or if a person takes the doll, and, you know, we've seen this actually happen in the movie. The nurses took the doll in, and the little girl says she wanted to stay with them through the medium. Yeah, okay. But this thing is with her. So as soon as you're like, oh, sure, you can stay, this thing, this demon can stay too. So this is what its game plan is. It uses the little girl to get people by having her act like she's sad and isolated and needs companionship. And then the last one here, number 30. Is that 30? Yeah, this is 30 right here. So 30 again was reversed. And it says here that this being wants blood. It wants to punish anyone that comes near it. It has no mercy. It has no goodness. It has no peace. It wants to destroy. So that's what we get from the last card. All right, and we have, oh, this is our last cards here. So I asked the young lady, I call her Annebelle, I don't know her real name, but I said, you know, spirit of the doll, young lady spirit. I asked specifically for the little girl, what does she want to tell us? The first thing she said was, help me. She wants to be free. Let me pull this up like that. Okay. She wants to be free of this thing. I would assume maybe I don't know, an exorcism. I know that they've done just about everything on this doll. I don't know what they possibly can do. They got to send this thing back from where it came. So I don't know how they can do that, but the young lady is asking for help. She said that she misses her sister. So clearly in life she had a sister. And she says she misses her mother. Remember, they talked about her being isolated and, you know, lonely. But this is, you know, what she wants. She told us that she is bound. She's locked up with this thing. It has her, you know, has her soul trapped. And she said it will never let me go. So for people who do like, I don't know, because this doll has been in the possession of Ed and Lorraine Warren. It's been blessed by priests. It's had holy water thrown on it. I think it's had D, all of the above. It probably has had an exorcism. I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But that's where I would start. If I was them, I would try to do an exorcism on the doll. Now, usually exorcisms are done on people. But I think in this case, since we know that this witch attached something to this doll, that an exorcism would probably be the best way to go. And to keep doing it until they free this doll of this entity. Now, I've heard of this many times before. Objects can be possessed, and in general, when an object is possessed, they destroy it. I don't know if that would actually help in this case, like wood destroying her. I'd have to actually pull cards on it, and I didn't. But I'm thinking that there is something they can do between destroying this thing and an exorcism. Maybe they can do something. So I don't have the doll in my possession, and I don't know none of the people that do, so I really can't do much about it. But I would say if it was my case, if it was my situation, that's what I would do. I would try exorcisms, and if it didn't work, then I would see if the doll can be destroyed and if the souls can be released. So, not quite what I expected, people. Let me know in the comment section, what did you expect? What do you think about that? Because that's way creepier than I ever wanted it to be. Okay? Now, you guys come back soon, because next I'm going to talk about Ed and Lorraine Warren specifically. I'm going to see what is the real deal with them. See you later.